Hello everybody, welcome to the Temple of Speed, I think it's called. That's what I've gone with anyway. It's Monza, we return here and it is round 4 action in our Simrigs Sprint Series. Tonight we have Split Sunset, arguably the most entertaining split we've seen so far. A few new faces, a few old faces returning for this split tonight. Tonight you're joined by me and me alone, and I welcome you all to the stream. And let's get this party started. We're going to bring up Race Labs back for tonight. A bit of testing prior to this Pro Series on Saturday night for round 1 here. 40 drivers going to be dancing around Monza as well. So it's a big week at Monza, big week at Octane Online Racing. And I wish you all good luck in your races, especially if you've got 2 going on. That's quite a bit of effort. Good practice here tonight for those competing in our Sprint Series though, so let's see what happens. How are we, chat? What is happening in your neck of the woods? Hope you're all fantastic. I've chucked up a question in the chat and YouTube, some new little thing they got going on there, which I look forward to using more. Eamon Tully, Matt Powell, Samuel Danner, Carew, Dale, Peabody, Brad G. How are we, gentlemen? Okay, Mr. Sweet. So what you can see now is the Race Labs overlay as a spectator. It's a little bit different to when you're actually in the car. Sometimes it doesn't like to work, but right here and now, it is working an absolute treat. But we'll tinker as we go during the night. Yeah, Race Lab's getting another run. Split. I remember last season where I think it was for Split Sunset. Race Labs just refused to work. But it is kicking off nicely. Speaking of kicking off, good to see this man back out there on track as he absolutely bins it early. That is an early curse. I didn't even get a chance to welcome him back. He's already put it in the fence after Ascari. So welcome back, Spidey. And welcome to Commentator Curseland. That is actually epic. So whilst we're doing qualifying, let's just talk about the standings for how they are at the moment. Apologies for the delay in getting these out to you on the Discord. There's a lot of work going on in the background to get these automated, up to date, more information, more data. But all these things are volunteer based and we appreciate everyone involved in creating these and working on these. So patience is always very important. But leading the way so far in the Split Sunset Championship is this man, Jean-Pierre Sinikas, in his beloved Aston Martin. He's on 362 points. He has a 32-point lead over his arch rival and sexier brother, this man, John Sinikas, who's in the Honda. So very tight between those two. Sitting in P3 and also sitting in the pits, Mr. Ashland Reynolds in the Nissan. He's on 291 points. So those three still a big chance for the championship. Everyone's still technically in it, but they're the front runners at the moment. In P4, and is he out there tonight? Let's try and find him. I haven't seen him as yet. It's Samwise Holmes in his Audi, but he doesn't appear to be out there tonight, so maybe a drop round being used tonight for Samwise. In P5 we've got Robert Maddox, 219 points. Pretty sure I saw his lovely face out there somewhere, unless this timing board's playing silly buggers. He's not out there either. So if you're in the top 10, you're probably not racing tonight. No, there he is. I lied. There he is. Another Aston Martin driver. In the Pro-Am Championship, we have P1 Sean Glover. in his Porsche. Currently 7th overall in this qualifying session. He's on 150 points. Hang on a second. Be good if I looked at the right list. So the positions are all the same. Ignore that. 157 is Glover. Bub now 153. That's tight between those two. And P3 we've got Tom McDonald and 139 points. So Pro-Am very, very tight. In the AM class, John Stockton leads the way. He's on 42 points. His next rival is George Casher with 20, and Mike Crick, who's also on 20, but he's not racing tonight. So that's the standings for the top three. Excuse me, in the classes. Monza's always very interesting. I'm already checking on what's going to happen turn one. Nothing an iced coffee can't fix. That's better. Rightio, who's leading the way? Lachlan Anderson makes his return to the Sprint Series. He's currently sitting on P1 with his whopping time of 1:47.7. Yeah, you shouldn't eat before streams. All right, I'm back. Some great times coming out there already. Henderson P1s, Johnson Eggers P2, Hingdon's gone bang P3. Megan D with a win this season, she's P4, and this man right here, Cadillo, P5. Another great time we can see is an old head, Dylan Tyquin, in the Polizia Lamborghini, he's P6. Got Breen, Scott Blair, Ben Vincent in the top 10. As someone else has just thrown up there, Reynolds has set a time and put himself P5. So, love to see it. What's the track temps? It's 26. I believe that's. I think that's track temp. I believe that's track temp. But these race lab overlays, just trying to, they don't show everything correctly. So if you go track state, it always says green. So I don't know why that happens. Thank you for the sub there, Rob Will. I don't know. Oh, where are we? Questions. Binden and Lesmo too a lot in practices, Amon. Might just shut that. That doesn't seem to be working very well, so they can get in the bin. So let me know what you think about the overlays. A little bit more data for the race. Probably not so much in qualifying because live deltas are not an easy thing. But you see those gaps for P1. 10th separates the top three. JP's put himself up to P3. Hignet's a further 10th back. How many drivers will we see into the 47s at this rate? Oh, probably go close to 6. Hang on a sec, that doesn't look right. That's better. It had Reynolds below Megan D with the faster time. Interesting. So Spidey's yet to set a time. We've cursed him early by flicking the camera to him. John Drum, he's trying to get a time. Lots of invalidation happening. Lots of invalidation. This corner right here, Parabolica, probably the most used word in F1 broadcasts. For some reason, they must mention the corner every lap. If you know, you know. JC is having a little bit of a break. He's got some stuff going on, and that's much more important than commentating, and taking care of himself and his family is way more important. So, much love to JC and his family. You'll see him around the traps, but tonight you've just got me, so deal with it. "38 cars, that means a whole lot of content coming." Oh, look, to be honest here, you could have a lot of content with 20 cars, but I don't think Monza's as bad as it's been made out at times. I've seen a lot of worse things happen at Imola, for example, if we're talking about Italy tracks. I've seen some disastrous stuff happen in Misano. We had a Monza 6-hour here once, and that was probably one of the better events we've ever done. Just in terms of what happened with the weather, the fact that the first few laps were so clean. The most important corner is the one with the gelati van. Which one's that? I didn't even know there's one here. Gelati, as in gelato? Now that's goat tier when it comes to ice cream stuff. What do you all prefer? Ice cream, gelato, or frozen yogurt? Must be so hard to get a quali lap in compared to 20 cars in F1. Oh, not really. Slower speeds. The main enemy here for all drivers is just simply track limits. In our F1 series, it's not too bad to get a lap in as long as you don't invalidate. Real F1, you've seen a couple of times where everyone wants that slip or to be the last one out there because of track evolution, which doesn't look great. But here, it's not really an issue. You just find a good little window on the track and just do your best. So what's the times I've got now? 1:47.7. As Reynolds goes P1. So Reynolds, Johnson Ekus, Lachlan Henderson, 1, 2, 3. 5 drivers into the 47s. I just like all desserts. Yeah, I'm not a huge sweet tooth. I say that and I drink a lot of iced coffee. But yeah, I'm not a huge sweet tooth. Gelato is ice cream? No, it's not. Is ice cream on pizza? Well, I'm going to say yes, Sam. I've had a dessert pizza before. It had banana, ice cream. Wow, look out of the way. That's not where you park your postie. Yeah, there's some dessert pizzas are beautiful. But still, you just don't have pineapple on any of them. Does Henderson improve? He doesn't. So 47.707, all the sevens, is currently our pole time. Less than a minute to go here for the first split of the round. And Henderson's just taken 2/10 out of his time in that first little section alone. Yeah, the sky looks very ominous, Craig. What about pineapple as a topping for ice cream? No. I'll say it. I like pineapple. Pineapple juice is amazing. It just doesn't belong on anything savoury. I wonder how many times I've said that on stream. It would be in the hundreds. But I'll stick by that. Oh, let's just be further back down. P12. Vincent's up 2 tenths at the moment. Very, very tight qualifying session. The top 18 separated by 1 second. Things you love to see for 4,000, please. There is no such thing as ice cream in Italy. See, gelato's, it's made of something else. It's, well, it's ice cream I always referred to as dairy. Well, gelato's not dairy. Isn't it like more fruity? I'm not actually sure how it's made, but down here it's different. Hello, grandson number 2. G'day, Jan. How are you? Love you. Oh, car 89's picked up a 2-place grid penalty for qualifying infraction. Not a little boy. Who's 89? That is Andy Bishop. And if you watch this back, can you mark your attendance, please, next time? Been a few rounds you've missed it. McDonald up to P13. Great little jump there. And that looks like that will do it as far as that top 10 setup. Phil Papa, he's currently up a couple of 3 tenths. He might jump a little bit too. Might get him into the top 10. Last little ditch. It is P14. Mamma mia. So that is qualifying. Done and dusted for Monza. Oh, it's going to be quite interesting. We've got a sprint race tonight. That cloud cover, I'm worried. I have my concerns. But I have no concerns with the drivers on track whatsoever. So as I was saying before, this week we're off to this track for the very first round of the very first series of our Pro Series, the VRS Pro Series. 40 drivers qualifying to make that through for 4 rounds. So there might be a few out here that are competing in that, especially over the course of the next couple of days. I reckon there's going to be a weather change tonight. So as Paley's saying in chat, you want to take a bit extra fuel and go a bit longer just to cover off having to do two swaps in the pits for tyres. I really like that, Michael. That's a really cool logo. You've done well there, sir. Spidey on theme. Now we just need a Venom car. Very close to this. That's absolutely terrifying. Race Lab bugs, or did he get disqualified? Who? How did JP end up last? Well, it wouldn't be anything to do with Race Labs. I don't think. Well, yeah, Race Labs. Oh, so there you go. He's had a DQ. A disconnect in the qualifying. So yeah, Race Labs wouldn't have had anything to do with that. But let's put the great man right back here, all by himself. Safety car even out qualified him, so that'll be fixed on the formation lap. What's the matter, you? Got no respect. Shut up in your face. What's the matter, you? All right, Chad. What do we reckon tonight? Is the safety car going to come out? Are we going to have a dry race? What is the go? Actually, whose face is on Tyquin's car? I'm literally... that's good. No chance of safety car. These guys are pros. I believe in Sunset. No safety car this week. A safety car, second chicane. See, what normally happens here at Monza is if you get through the first chicane, it's actually Curva Grande that they come unstuck. They're usually very bunched up heading into the second chicane. And it's not an easy track to negotiate. It's fairly narrowish in a lot of parts of this circuit. More than other circuits. Even though this is actually built for racing. This is no street circuit. What's the weather saying? The weather is saying, what's the matter, you? It's optimum and it's cloudy. Which is the deadliest corner? Yes. Look, I'd say Lesmo 2 in terms of incidents that I've seen throughout sim racing. Ascari's fairly deadly if you get that wrong on all types of racing. G'day, Don. Well, you're going to go silent at race start. I hope not. I've had some great calls to start. This one's going to be horrible now. Prefer the in-game layout? Yeah, the in-game layout looks good in what the game gives you. Like, it does match things, but it doesn't give you enough info. Like, if anything, it gives you really stuff all info except the gap to cars around you. And what you really need is you need more pit info. You need deltas for the laps. There's a very sexy car in first place, and it is a Nissan. So whilst you can make race labs look more uncluttered, and we've taken a couple of things off since last time we've used it. At the Temple of Speed. So yeah, it's like those things there will change throughout the race that you see. I'm going to take the lap time bit off now. So if we do that, pit info, we'll do current stint, bang. And we'll increase that to that. Alrighty. Lambo Honda not pole. Yeah, Nissan. Who'd have thunk it? Alrighty, race one for the week here at Monza. There's going to be a lot of races here this week. Fingers crossed we can get some great action. Starting right now here at Split Sunset for the Simrigs Sprint Series. Good luck drivers, good luck chat, good luck safety car driver. We wait for green lights at a very overcast Monza circuit. Expect some moisture later, I reckon.
Green light, give it all you got.
We are green, green, green. JP has moved back into his proper spot where he qualified after that disconnect. As we come down to turn one, lots of drivers side by side. What do you expect here? Lots of three wides. This is the area where you worry. You just need one little dink and it'll kick off. And there's been a lot of little touching here. I'm not sure all of that's consensual. There's a bit of a bottleneck, a few going wide. Standard Monza things. It's going to be further up the order. Henderson P3, there's been a safety car called, I can tell, because they've slowed down. At the back, it's just kicked off. So the thing here with Monza, when you start seeing that Corsatina effect happen at turn one, you've just got to be prepared to stop. Absolutely stop. But that means everyone around you needs to do the same, and unfortunately, it's hard to see a full 360 around your car and rely on everyone else. So there we go. If you had a safety car on your bingo ticket, start drinking, because I don't know how to play bingo. Not too chaotic. Could have been worse. Yeah, it was just Just argy-bargy, just little things. And the best part about the safety car is it just settles everyone down and gives everyone else another chance at a good, clean start. Someone floated the idea that all races should start in single file, and whilst, yes, that's going to probably bring less incidents, is it what we really want in racing? Is it we really want to take away those excitement? It's not for me. Is this the open class races? Yeah, basically. We call it a sprint series because it's shorter races than a normal enduro. But essentially it's an open series. Drivers are ranked. We've got a proper series on Saturday coming up, starting for the first time. Well, that's the top 40 that qualified. G'day, Richard Charticus. Tycoon Reynolds Blair, what year is it? It's a throwback. So we will have a look at the replay in a second. I just don't want my mic to disappear like last time I changed scene. What's the matter, you? Whilst I got your chat, there's a couple of things you're thinking about implementing points-wise, license-wise, where it comes down to if you get 5-second penalty, do you get a points deduction in your season tally as a bit more of a deterrent for incidences. So say if you get 5 seconds, you get 2-point deduction. This is as a provisional structure thing. What are your thoughts on that? Because license points for a series was only 7 races long, and an open series where it's a bit of fun, you don't want to deter too much stuff. That's the idea that I'm floating about at the moment, but alright, this is what happened. Turn 1. It's pretty standard. You see there's a couple of rear contacts and then it just gets worse. You've got to be careful with rejoins. Like that wasn't a great one there in front of could be one of the Penfolds. And yeah, there's just a bit going on. It's nothing major, just a mess. I kind of wish in a way they made that chicane a little bit less tight. A bit more of a 90-90. But again, would it change much? Who knows? Yeah, I don't think that's the solution though, to penalise more severely for turn ones, lap ones, because... Oh, that's right, the safety car's taking over the little hub. Yeah, get off there, safety car. How about the person who gets hit? Yeah, that's not going to end well. Because I know if I'm leading or second in the championship and the P1 hits me, oh, he needs a life ban, imprisonment. He needs to be stripped of his family and his possessions and needs to be sent to Queensland. No, is Queensland a detriment? I don't know. But no one pitted during that safety car lap, or if they did, they've already caught up to the back. So the race will resume here. 54 minutes to go. Reynolds will be leading the way here. He'll have full control just before Parabolica, and it's up to him whether he wants to go before the start-finish line or right on the start-finish line. Honda versus Nissan down the straight. Does he want to give the Honda a tow all the way down there? I wouldn't want to. I'd leave it as late as I could. The Nissan is no slouch. It's great around this track, especially when it's wet. And we are off and racing. You see the Honda approaching pretty quickly, but he'll run out of room for turn 1. Further back, JP looks on the outside here of Henderson in the Porsche. Henderson's gone really late to try and cover him off. But that's a great move there by JP. Megan D holding off. It looks like Benjamin Hignett as well. So much cleaner restart here for Split Sunset. Tyquin's lost a couple on the start. Now it's just about getting in that groove and surviving this lap, and then it'll be all systems go here for the drivers. I reckon there's going to be some cold tyre temps too, because that... Oh, the sun's starting to come out. Maybe it's going to be the opposite to what we were expecting. As I see traffic lights of activity on the track map. That's before Lesmo 1, so coming out of the second chicane, and the 165 is still having a bit of a battle. We'll go... Oh, that's off! That is... Is that a... That looked like a technical issue there. It just went straight on. Don't think there was contact. But we've got a little bit to go back on in a second on the replays. But we're not Sky Sports here. We're not going to show you the replay on the next lap. Why they do that, I'll have no idea. Sean Mueller. Oh, that's someone in the pits. That could have been Cardillo who went off at the Ascari. Oh, this is the one thing I do love about the track is the long straight. You can see a couple of big groups started to form already, and it's only lap 3 or 4. Oh, Penfold's trot around the outside. Misses out a little bit there. Oh, yeah. The penalties is the one thing about the race labs that we didn't use last time, but I don't really like to harp on about them. But meanwhile, see you later, he says. Reynolds 1.5 seconds up the road already. John Sinikas, currently P2 in the championship. Trying to hold off his brother, who's P1. JP started 4th, so he's just managed to get it past Henderson last lap. Still a few niggles in the background. D, Blair in their beloved McLaren. With Tyquin, oh, geez. Very wide there. Very wide, very wide, very wide, very dead. No! Oh, that is horrible. Horrible restart here for Tyquin. And he's in a really crappy spot to turn this thing around. That's 2 cursors so far in that corner. Both of whom have rejoined the series this round. So, you think I'd have a button. Oh dear. But that is Ascari in a nutshell. When it goes wrong, it goes wrong. Couple of cars. Oh no. Oh no. Reynolds has a 10-second penalty for speeding at the race start. Our race leader with a 10-second penalty. I can see why he's shot off because he's trying to gap them already, but that's going to be a big effort. We've also got car 7. Car 7 is John Drum. And car 64 out of position at the race start, that would be Scotty Blair. So a bit of drama early on. Someone called the Polizia. Man is dead. That's unfortunate. Last week, I'm pretty sure Reynolds lost out P1 because of a penalty. It can't happen in back-to-back weeks, could it? He's P3 in the championship. Mind you, he's doing a stellar job in the Nissan because it's not the best car in this game. It is pretty ordinary. And the thing is with Reynolds, and I've said it before, this man is one of the cleanest drivers to race against. You can always trust him wheel to wheel. And he doesn't force the issue. I've personally done a race here in the past where he was on my rear bumper for 52 minutes, the entire time within a second. I've never sweated so much in an online race. But not once did I feel like he was going to punt me or push me wide. Ah, 69 out of position, not 64. There's a little bit of a love. Henderson just not quite in the groove yet during the race. I think he'll find his own the further this race develops. D, Blair, the same car, similar pace. That's wide. Be careful there, Scotty. And probably one of the beautifulest liveries you see, Josh Breen's Mega Mitre 10. McDonald's looking very racy too at the moment. Oh, Tyquin, he's a lap down. I thought, geez, he's made his way back quickly. Are you faster than Reynolds? Over, nah, Reynolds, sorry. Wow, that was close there, Sean. Reynolds is a jet. Jet Reynolds is a super, super talented fast man on anything you put him in. But here, at that time, in the cars we're in, well, I finished in front, so I'll take my hat off for that, because that's no mean feat. G'day, Mr. Crick. I can't really race personally myself at the moment. Too old, too injured. Too busy. Speaking of busy, Simon Scanlon is putting in the work here. Making his way back up the field. Had a nice little curse with him on, I think it was qualifying. But Sean Muller holds on for now. Eddie Bishop's looking solid as well. Let's go further back down the order. Vincent, he's out of position. P20 for this man is not where you'd expect him. Maybe not one of his preferred circuits. Mochaman's in one of the sexiest liveries out there. Little whispers tell me that we might be seeing a little bit more of that type of style soon. Yeah, Spidey up 11 spots, as you can see on the graphic. Spidey sensors are definitely tingling. If not, something else is definitely tingling. Who else is moving up? Paul Kranich up 10. You can see Tyquin down 27 positions. Kibzillo 28. But those gents have done one of their stops, so... Oh, here we go. Down to Ascari. Not one of my bucket list corners to be side by side with someone as Chad Pethybridge tucks in. Good decision there, young man. Let's go back up the front. Reynolds, this man has a 10-second penalty hanging over his head, so he won't show it on the sheet on the left because Race Labs isn't about that life. But he's going to want the Sneakers brothers here to really fight and hold each other up. And at the moment, they're hanging around. Ben was dead at last. Oh, yeah, that's a great effort to come back then, Dylan. Weather report. She's sunny. Don't expect any rain this race. It started off cloudy, but the sun's here. Mum's quite happy. The kids are fed. The only thing with race labs is trying to find a position to watch isn't easy. So far, the fastest man out on track is car 471 with a 148.1. And that is Benjamin Hignett, who's just managed to gap Henderson now. He was close to a podium a few times, maybe last week due to Penzi snuck in. So much goes on these races, it's hard to keep track of sometimes. All right, chat. Which of the Sneakers brothers is going to be coming out ahead after this race? Is it John or is it Jean-Pierre? Who is your money on? Considering that there's a pit stop, my money's on JP. And Scotty Blair gets past Megan D in the background. Great little move there. P6. Ali's gone with Jay. Thanks, Jay. Thanks, Ali. Hedging his bets. Peach is worth the money. Bowled also by Matt Power. It's probably said a lot via commentators on most races, or any commentator, about being in the groove, being consistent. But this is a track you just have no choice. You've got 9 corners. Your car's probably set up to be top speed heavy. So nailing your braking markers and getting on throttle, that's scary through there, Megan. I'm not going to curse another one through a scurry, am I? But yeah, you got to be super consistent here, or that happens right then. And you've already lost 4 tenths. I think JP will sneak it through. Very nice. Yeah, this is a crappy position that Tyquin's in at the moment, so he's going to be blue flagged with the cars behind, but he's going to have a lot of pace that he'll be stuck right behind anyway. So he's just trying to gap McDonald, but we'll see how that transpires. And it looks like John Sneakers has got past JP. Oh wow, too many Sneakerses. So JP's got past John, with Benjamin Hignett fast approaching. Gap to the lead is now 4 seconds. I wouldn't put my money past this man, maybe sneaking a win here. He's right on the back of these two. All right, chat. Question for you. That's wide, JP. Out of the 3 Italian circuits in ACC, what order would you put them in terms of preference? So we've got Monza, we've got Imola, and we've got Misano. For me, it would be Imola, Misano, Monza. And Ben is already looking down the barrel of another spot here. He's just got to deal with the Honda's top line speed. And John is no slouch under brakes, but Ben is absolutely flying. Oh, a little bit of a contact there, a little bit of a contact there, a little bit of more contact there. That was not the prettiest thing that I've seen tonight, and I've seen Bender's mum She is an absolute stunner, might I add. But John has dropped back to P7. Megan D, Scotty Blair get past. And now Henderson is into P3. So, unfortunately, a little bit of contact there. Megan D looks on the inside of Blair. Doesn't find the space. Oh, here we go. Some comments in chat. What have we got? Imola is pretty renowned. And it looks like it's the leader when it comes to preference of Italian circuits. Imola, Monza, Mazzano. Imola, Mazzano, Monza. Anyone put Monza first? Oh, Charticus. Monza, Mazzano, Imola. Interesting. That's wide. Oh, it's just too much apex there. So at the front, Reynolds leads by 4.1 seconds. Remember, he's got that 10-second penalty. So he's leading by about 6. JP, I think, will start cutting into that a little bit. But that leaves P3 wide open here. Oh, we should see you back out there. It's Charticus in the Bentley. It's absolute piece of shit, mate. Don't bother. Is that Herod? Is he joined late? Or is he just pitted it? I don't remember calling that name earlier on. Autocorrect Monsanto. That's a new track, Derek. Monsanto. 765 drive-through penalty, causing collision on lap 6. That's a spanking. Alright, if we can, let's just lock in the first two positions for now. Reynolds, JP have the potential to probably gap this group a little bit because they're fighting and battling. Who's going to snag P3? It looks like John Sneakers is pitted. Getting out of the way. He's just coming out now and he's got boatloads of space around him. So that was a good call there by John. We're nearly at the halfway stage. So yeah, that's a good call to go in. But who is our money on for P3? Henderson, Hignett, Blair, D. Blasphemy Bentley is GOAT. Sorry, Benny. I'm allowed to bag the Bentley as Henderson goes extremely wide on the exit of Parabolica. I'm allowed to bag the Bentley because it's my car. It's my home. Well, it was. And you can see an awkward position here for Dean Wood to come out. He's just got to let that last one. He's done brilliantly there. Well done, Dean. And he comes out ahead of Herod. Awesome sauce. Hignett says Kyrudin. So where is John? John is back here. As you can see on the track map, boatloads of spaces around here. So he's got no traffic to contend with as yet. And if so, he shouldn't have any issues getting past in that car on these straights. Reynolds in the GTR. He's gapping JP slowly. Did John have damage to fix? I'd imagine he had a little bit of damage, yeah. Just a little bit. But he was out of position. He got put back behind 3 cars, so he probably just wants to cut off any dramas he might have had with a little bit of damage. Get a bit of clean air and run. Nichols and Witchell going head to head. And as you can see, Henderson trying to hold off Hignett for the second time. Even Scotty Blair right behind Hignett is looking extremely fast. So which track is the most popular in OOR? Well, that is a very good question. I'd have to say Mount Panorama, just based on the amount of those of you in Asia Pacific. But it's not, I don't know. That's just a great question and one I couldn't answer. Yeah, if you looked at the Discord based on the responses, I don't think any sim racer likes any circuit. Brands Hatch. Yeah, Ali's nailed that. How these blokes so quick in the Porsche. It's made a little bit of a revival of late. Those that tend to drive the Porsche and up the top end have driven it a lot. So very savvy on setting it up. He's really struggling to hold these two off behind though. And that's not through lack of skill. He's really working that Porsche hard. Snetterton, a track we haven't done much of because I'm scared that all of you might commit seppuku. Oh, Ignat, you brave soul! Tries it at Ascari and somehow doesn't delete himself. Here comes Scotty Blair. He looks on the inside. Hignat's going to look at the inside of Hendo. Hendo's just opened up the steering to avoid a collision, and he shouldn't have had to. I think Hignat's going to have to look in the mirror at the moment because he was a little bit risque there, and Henderson won't be happy. He's lost 3 positions in a corner. Blair fighting tooth and nail in the McLaren. Oh, that's close there, contact. Oh, this is really kicking off here. If you're in P6, you've got a chance because I reckon these 4 are going to explode. Whew. Based on your announcement, Mo, yes, 100%. I don't like to steward things, but based on the announcement, that's the type of thing where you don't really have the rights to be there. And if the other driver has to open up their steering to allow you through, then if you've already begun your turn-in, well, yeah. I don't think Hignat intentionally tried to do that. He tried to cover off Blair, and whilst he was looking behind, he's missed his brake marker and ended up where he did. So it's good heads-up driving by everybody. No one spun, come around, but I reckon that's what's transpired. And hey, we're not all immune of making mistakes. Scotty Blair, though, he's put himself up into that podium position. Got to fight off fellow McLaren driver Megan D. Hignat's got a bit of scrapes on that car. And still looking at the leaderboard. Those in the top 20. Only Reynolds with the penalty so far. We come down to turn 1 again between the McLarens. Scott is going to defend on the inside. Megan's going to try, go in late under brakes. You might be able to get up alongside, but you still have to worry about that bit. And she's looked for the switchback, but Scotty Blair should have got a decent enough exit. That's great driving as they come down into Curva Grande. Oh, it's a slippy side of the road. Is this bit? Scott, is he going to try and cover off the inside? It really compromises your line. Yep, there's just no space there, and Megan's done the right thing. Tuck back in. Look for a mistake. And all good there. These 2 corners can get absolutely in the bin, though. They're deceivingly tricky, the 2 Lesmos. And this one brings a lot of drivers unstuck. They hit that apex, get on the grass, and they're into that right-hand wall. Especially in the F1 game. Darty, you can join at any time you want, sir. No matter where you are in the world, we've got a series region for you. Just got to jump in our Discord, sign up. What is it? Underrated overtaking maneuver. I love the old. I love the switchback. I'm a huge fan of it, of pushing them deep a little bit, and you changing a line into the corner to switch it into an earlier apex. I think that's always fun when you nail it. So we're just over halfway of this race. There's one mandatory stop. We'll just go check up ahead. JP's just pitted. Reynolds leads the way. Where is our man John? Where is our man John? Wrong John. Here he is, fighting another John. John on John. That's probably something for an OnlyFans. Might have a subscription on it. Oh. He must have pitted. Yeah, so I think Hignet's also pulled into the pits. Fake left and fake and go right. It's a good move, but you've got to pick your drivers and you've got to pick your lobby. If you're in an open lobby trying that, you are not going to pull it off, because you just got to understand the mindset for someone driving in open lobbies. If you're up against someone that's got experience and you've raced with before and you know how they think, it's a good move. But that change of speed is not always going to help you. Demonetised. Oh, that's, speaking of demonetised. Well done, Lee, to keep that out of the fence there, whilst losing a couple of spots. Now Scotty Blair, currently P2, slicing his way through some blue flags. He'll pit very, very soon. Megan D's just fallen back a little bit. John squared. John on John on John, as Megan's going to be the first of those two to pit. Henderson stays out. And this is the part where I really like Monza as a spectator. It might be... Oh, what's the word I'm looking for? Overhyped as a track. Because it can be a little bit monotonous. But when you get drivers that are very similar in both skill, pace, it can bring out some awesome, awesome racing. Hignet's come out in an absolute field of cars. He's managed to get past John Drama, who hasn't pitted yet. And there's John Sneakers. So John's still in the hunt for P3 here. Hignet's probably caught himself up a little bit tonight, just for how much extra pace he's had in the car around here. He's approached, though he's had to bail out there, and he'll give that spot up to John. He won't be able to hold on to that position as he rolls off the throttle a little bit. Well played. What's some of the best overtaking moves that you guys have done on track? Paul's just had to get out of the way there as well. I've seen a lot of you guys do some awesome overtakes on the outside of corners. It's not really many spots here you can get an overtake on the outside. Curva Grande is possible, but you normally get that move done into the second chicane. Best overtakes I've done. Ones with that. You've got to prove it though. I need some vision. So, okay, let's look how the lay of the land is right now. So Reynolds, he served that penalty. This is for position now, and up ahead, besides the blue flag car, he's got JP Sneakers, who's our provisional race leader. That is the gap. With 23 minutes to go, he's got to try and get past. Big chance that Reynolds can still win this race. Silverstone turn 1 around the outside on JC. I like it. Ricardo Monza overtaking Kemmel. I'm confused there. Overtake in Kemmel at Monza. Made a pass to the outside of the chase at Bathurst that I'm still not sure how I pulled off. What's an overtake? Oh, I love it. Love it, Brad. That's more like me. What's a pit stop? I'm absolutely hopeless at pit stops. So we've got Scotty Blair, Lachlan Edison still yet to pit. They are P1, P2 at the moment. Our provisional race leader is Jean-Pierre Sneakers. Reynolds is the one to watch though. Can JP hold him off for 21 minutes? Because Ashland looked very fast around here. Kranich is also yet to pit. You can see by the current stint in that orange box. So CS means current stint. He is yet to pit. Then we've got Megan D, John Sneakers are on board with now. Hignett right behind. And that is the top 7 or 8. Overtaken bit. Oh yeah, Ricardo's very good under brakes. Well, was. He wasn't the Red Bull. His braking in the Red Bull just suited him to a T. But for some reason, it's just come undone in recent years. Scotty Blair stays out. The man is on a mission. I'm not quite sure what that mission is yet, but he's on it. And Henderson stays out as well. In the background, what's going on here? Well, this is a battle for position for the 16th position. Reece Penfold, Andy Bishop and Lachlan Nichols. And they're about to be blue flagged here by Henderson's Porsche. Again, not a great spot to be in, but you run that risk by staying out for so long. Also, hands up, how many of you have actually run out of fuel in one of your races? Be honest. I know there's more out there than they'll say they are. So we saw we saw Nichols give up that spot for blue flags pretty cleanly, pretty early. He's going to tuck in behind Henderson and try and snag these two as well. You can just see him in the background in the Lamborghini. But Penfold and Bishop, they've got to give that spot up. But I reckon Henderson's not far away from pitting. So for Nichols' sake, he's going to hope Henderson stays that one more lap. As you can see, Bishop pulled to the side. Yeah, Nichols couldn't quite get that done. And he stays out another lap as Scotty Blair on the left of the screen, on top of the screen, he's now in the pits. Ran out of fuel on an AMS2 race. I've seen that. That's quite common. Oh, Nichols, that is a send. I say send. Probably a mistake. Always carry too much fuel, says Zinni. That's not a bad strat, to be honest. My good mate, Kitty, in the short amount of races that he did, he ran into fuel here around Parabolica and couldn't make it to the end. Absolutely loved it. Gave him shit about that all the time. But meanwhile, this man's not running out of anything at the moment. He's running away from Reynolds. If the timing sheet wants to update. 2.6 seconds. And Scotty Blair comes out in provisional P3. Mega stint there. So now we wait for Henderson's pit stop to see where he will feed out. I'm going to say behind Blair. But how far behind? Is he going to be in front of D or behind D? Because that could be spicy. Oh, they were amazing fun, Matt. I forget the car. It was some old car. No, it eludes me. Let's just look at movers and shakers here. Simon Scanlon. He's up 13 places. He's just finding the groove now, nicely. John Rad's up 12. He's up into P10. That's a stellar effort there, John. Tyquin's fought his way back up to 22nd. I wish the actual overlay for ACC had position changes. Alright, our race leader has pitted. He's currently sitting in third. There goes Blair. There goes D. He's going to come out behind Hignett. So big stint needed here for Henderson. So he could be eyeing off a top 5's place here. Sneaky top 10 for Alexis. Who's that, Breen? Joshy Breen. Look at him go. I like the Lexus now that we can do that to it. Absolutely despise the fact Toyota wouldn't let us do in-game customs. What year is this? 2002? Don't curse the Lexus. Hey, my hands are clean. My hands are clean. I wouldn't dream of a curse. So with this current result that's going to happen if it stays the way things are, Eugene Pierre will increase his lead here in the championship. Reynolds, he won't get past... Oh, he might get past John on the leaderboards. He might move up to P2. Might check some top speeds. Let's check the BMW with a tow. 274. 275 with a tow. Let's go to Joshy Breen. Oh, the sound. Holy smokes. 275. 278 without a tow. You sickening vehicle. I think we just witnessed some sadness. Bonnet doesn't look to be in the right position. Oh, so I want to talk about a heart attack. Reynolds just cut the gap by a second, by the way, in the last 5 minutes. Last night, I left my garage door open under the house to the front. And it might not sound bad, but I had thousands of dollars worth of tools, my actual car. Whoa, Chad! Oh, you absolute Chad, keeping out of the fence. Well done. And I walked downstairs during the day and I've just shit myself thinking, there's no way that I haven't had something pinched. But all good. Lesson learnt, shut your garage doors. I don't know what's happened to Meg. I can't see Meg. She's down to 27th. Did they pit? Because I don't think that's a disconnect. But I could be wrong. I will try and find out. The leaderboard isn't up if you're talking in terms of the championship. I've got the back end version of it, but it's not far away from being viewable. If it's a Nissan in the garage, no one will steal it. Well, there was a Nissan, and they couldn't have stolen it because it has no front brakes on at the moment. And you would want to steal it. Alright, where's Megan? And what has happened? What the I don't know what I've just seen on this replay. What's going on here? Oh, she's pulled up. Okay. Well. She's obviously had something technical issue or something's going on IRL. And she's still in the pits, so she's obviously got that 2-minute lock up. Who needs brakes? They just slow you down. Yeah, but you have to get it off the blocks that it's currently on, and it'd just be a massive... You would have looked at it and gone, you know what? You keep your car. This gap's opened up a little bit, few tenths. 10 minutes to go. JP is in the box seat here. And Scotty Blair up 5 positions, starting in 8th, on track for a podium at Monza. It's a very solid effort. John's down a couple of positions. Hignet's where he started. Henderson down a few. Scanlon 1 position away from the top 10 after starting in 26th, if you don't mind. Tom McDonald. You can see Spidey right here. Chasing down. Oh, hang on, this is his intent. I don't know how the person in front of you is 11th when you're behind them. ACC, hello. Tom has a 5-second penalty as that leaderboard. What are you doing, game? There we go. It sorted itself out though. So Spidey is provisionally in the top 10. Tommy McDonald, where did we say he was in the standings? He's P3 in the Pro-Am standings. He's got Glover. Oh, Glover's ahead. So Glover's going to hang on to that Pro-Am lead. I don't think Bubnow's out there. Yes, he is. He's in 22nd. So he's a bit further back. So McDonald should be able to overtake in the championship Bubnow for the Pro-Am P2. In the AM class, John Stockton. Where are you, sir? You are sitting in 27th, and your rival, Kasha or Crick. I haven't seen Kasha tonight. I think George is on holiday at the moment. So he's going to extend that lead. Sneaky little overtake there. Nice. Well played. Well played. I think that's what I'm going to do with this overlay. Sorry, just talking to myself. All right, 7 minutes to go. See Reynolds right behind. The gap is 2.3, maybe 2.1 now. That's just a pure guess. Still 2.3. Still a great effort nonetheless. Grim is saying he's going to break the record for the most positions lost in a race tomorrow. Just hate this track. Well, that means you have to qualify well though, mate. And if you think you're going to qualify well, you must be alright at it. Back yourself in, mate. Yeah, unlucky, Mike. That happens, though. Henderson's within striking distance now of Hignett for P5. Chad the Chad, P26. We'll just go flick through some cars here. Josh Breen. What a drive, up 3 spots. P7 in the Lexus. You little ripper. And not only is he going fantastic on track, I just love that livery. Who is commentating? My name is Neil Alexander, aka Mullock, aka Dickhead. Depends who you ask. If you ask my brothers, you might get other wording as well. Pro time for Breen. Settle yourself, Ali. Glover P8. Vincenter, what a fight back that's been. From dead last, he's up into P9. Awesome work there. Scanlon has got past McDonald on track to move up into the top 10. And is really looking down the barrel for my driver of the day. Mirko P. Yes, Scarney, you have to try and beat Breen's P7 tomorrow. If not, you need to do a shoey. But the shoey needs to be milk. Just normal milk. Room left for Thursday? Yeah, we can slot you in. As long as you're registered on our website and in our Discord, I can get you added within probably 2 to 3 hours of the race start time for the first split. Any later than that, it's a bit too late to get you added. But prepare yourself and have a livery ready to upload. It can be in-game or it can be full custom. No worries at all, buddy. I will get that sorted as soon as we finish this one. How many hours a week do you usually drive? I'm averaging about 25 minutes. but I'm also not racing at the moment. I'd say there'd be a few hours in there for the majority of drivers. It depends on what they do outside of the OOR stuff. A lot of people will say, yeah, not enough. Trying to keep my eye on 2 battles here. This one for P5 and the battle for P11. I'm in the toilet. I'm not sure that's how they work. Number 1s or number 2s, Ali? Whilst you've shared this information, and we all really would like to know. Yeah, true. I reached a wall in my speed to taking a break and getting back into it. Yeah, it's how you practice and what you're practicing. It's easy to get like hit that wall, as you're saying, or you plateau off a little bit, a bit of burnout. It's good to kind of peg it back a lot at times, and you'll know when you feel that way. I try to get 10 hours in race before race week. Man, that's a lot of practice, Mike. We may need a chat. Number 2. Glad to hear, Ali. Well, I hope it's a nice, clean break for you. And that's all I'll say. Henderson is trying to make a move here on Hignett. Not one of the Porsche's most preferred circuits, so Henderson's doing a great job. Yeah, he ran out of time to submit a livery, so if you don't like his livery, you can blame me. He hangs on. He just straight. You're just really going to struggle here in the Porsche. So, nearing the final lap, 50 seconds left. Will JP make it around for another one? You can just see ahead. There's Henderson, Hignett and John. Just a little bit of traffic here. Excuse me. I got sick. Oh no, Megan. Sorry to hear that. We saw you pull over to the side of the road. Hope you're okay. I have been talking about Ali Kairuden's bowel movements, so I apologise if I've contributed to you feeling sick. Ten seconds. So this will be the final lap of the race. I do not think he's going to make it to the finish line before it ticks over. So John Pierre... Oh, Jesus. Too many Johns. I'm changing your name to Sean. Sean Pierre Sonegas wins here at Monza. Ashland Reynolds P2 in the Nissan. Penalty has hurt him again for a second consecutive week. And Scotty Blair, up 5 spots. He's going to cross the line P3. Bang. Well done, Scott. Awesome racing. John Sonegas P4. Hignett's going to hold off Henderson at the finish line for 6th and 5th. Great racing, gents. And we'll try and flick back here to find the battle for 11th. Well done, Josh. Easily your fastest Lexus driver out there tonight and all time. Glover P8. Vincent at P9. Great recovery. My driver of the day, I think. Simon Scanlon up 16 positions. And after a curse for qualifying. Well done, Spidey. Tom McDonald's going to be P11. He might lose a spot because of penalty. Cadillo 12. And further back, Bishop and Nichols. Alikai Poopton. Permission to change your name on Discord. Nichols is going to look for the overtake here though at the finish. I don't think he's going to be able to get in front of that Audi, and he doesn't. But that's a great little finish there. Nice exit out of Parabolica. Muller P17. Reynolds of the race variety P18. Dean Wood. He's going to cross the line inside the top 20. Right behind him is Mr. Michael Manns. And I just hate how it goes to the pits when I'm trying to flick through cars. That's a great start for the round. Very happy with that. Some awesome racing out there. We wait for it to kick over so we can go look at the leaderboard. Thanks, Mike. So yeah, JP, just towards the end of the race, it looks like he was just getting away from Reynolds in a good groove. Reynolds had that 10-second penalty served in the pit stop. Not a great strategy, Reynolds, to try to handicap yourself, but got to be proud of that in the Nissan. So let's just go over to the race results. It'll kick over just as I start reading an e-watch. Oh, no worries, Matt. I'll come and have a look in a sec.
Green light. Give it all you can.
All right, overall results for tonight for Split Sunset in the Simrigs Sprint Series. We've got Jean-Pierre Sneakers, a.k.a. Sean Sneakers, P1, Ashley Reynolds, P2, and Scotty Blair in P3. In the Pro-Am class, Joshy Breen, who finished 7th overall. Great result there with Glover 8th overall. So they finished 1-2, and Simon Scanlon on his return finished P3. In the AM class, I've got Stockton, Leans, and Witchell. The silver class, they should have been updated, but well done. Bishop, Sendel, Penfold, top 3. Awesome result there, and safety car, hats off again for your work on lap 2. Ah, great stuff. I thoroughly enjoyed that one tonight. Thoroughly enjoyed that one. If you want to get racing in the Sprint Series, everyone's welcome to join. We've got splits in Asia Pacific, Europe, and North America. Just got to head to our website, get in our Discord, and we'll get you racing. Big shout out to Simrigs for donating a couple of prizes for this series for the patrons. Make sure you visit simrigs.com. Great, not just great products, but one of the best customer services you'll find when it comes to all your sim racing needs. If you're an OR patron, we've got a discount code in our Discord, so make sure you get involved there because you got to support each other. Great work, everyone in the chat. MVPs as always. It's been a little moment since I've done a race call myself, but that's all right. Nothing wrong with that. Great work, stewards, and I hope Alec Overden, you've managed to sort yourself out. And I'll see you all again tomorrow at the same time for Split Ascari and Split Beckett's. Take care.